Hello YouTube, this is Ebro Gamer and welcome you to the channel. This will be my Nintendo video game collection. I have games ranging from the NES all the way up to the Nintendo Switch, with the exception of the N64, the Wii U, as well as the SNES consoles, which are very expensive to pick up for and to collect. As somebody that grew up mainly around PlayStation and Xbox, having Nintendo games is a bit of a niche. That said, I could find that I can actually squeeze all the games I have into this one video for your enjoyment, and also just my opinion on collecting for the systems. I really hope you enjoy the video. Let's get started. Now, growing up as a kid gaming, I only had the Game Boy Advance, and then the original, and then the PlayStation and Xbox consoles. So I don't really have that much, kind of say, nostalgia for Nintendo as a brand. That said, I will buy games over the years, depending on what catches my interest. And if it's not a rip-off, like a lot of their games are nowadays. It's also worth mentioning that here in South Africa, that the games are priced much higher than in most markets, particularly in the US and also in Europe. We'll start with Super Mario Bros. And then Duck Hunt. This is a double pack. This is the NTSC version. Next up, for Xanadu. This is a old school RPG. I only played it once to test, but it is something that I'll play later and complete. Next up, we have Super Mario Bros. 2. Also came packaged with the manual. Super Mario Bros. 3. This is not an original box, but it's a nice way to also decorate your shelf and to store your cartridge nicely. And then we have The Legend of Zelda, also a case that's similar to the Super Mario Bros. 3. This is not an original Nintendo box, and more of a, say, a cover project that was undertaken by a third-party business. That's the original cartridge. You can see it's already showing its age. Okay, let's move on to some Game Boy stuff. Starting off, Disney's Tarzan. Come on, camera, focus. For Game Boy Color, this is in an American copy. On the other side, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, but this is not an original cart. Next up, Lego Racers for the Game Boy Color. We have Lego Alpha Team. I also have here the manuals for the games. So there they are. Lego Alpha Team, Lego Racers, and then Disney's Tarzan. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening Deluxe. Next up, we have Battle Arena Toshinden. Okay, that's the Game Boy Colors, color game, sorry. Sorry for that. Now in this box, a couple of cards I got from Japan. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Sorry, I can't translate Japanese, well, the much complex kanji characters, but I know that's Yu-Gi-Oh! here as well for Game Boy Color. These were 50 yen, dirt cheap. Also Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. And here as well. And in here, Pokemon Ruby. Come on, camera focus. Super Mario. And then here, another copy of a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Same card I showed earlier. Ended up buying a duplicate because they were so cheap. Okay, moving on to some other Game Boy stuff. I have here Mario Kart Super Circuit, another one of my gems from my youth, but not this particular copy. My brother bought his complete in box brand new at a Toys R Us when we were kids. It was the one I spent a lot of my youth growing up playing. This particular copy I bought from a seller, and also from a seller that I met on Facebook, and specializes in a lot of retro and modern gaming. Essentially a enthusiast of physical games and DVDs. Next up, Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2004. And on the other side, Yu-Gi-Oh! Double Pack, and then Destiny Board Traveler. If you can see the logo underneath. There we are. Next up, Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Edition. Another one of my gems in my youth growing up. This absolutely made me fall in love with the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then helped me pursue becoming a duelist and playing the real life card game, and then eventually becoming a judge here in South Africa. We have Golden Sun, a very sought after RPG. I haven't played this one yet, but I'll get to it soon. I've heard a lot of good stories about it. Now to some boxed games. Need for Speed Underground. As you can see, the cover has seen better days, but I tried to preserve it as much as possible. This is about a 22-year-old box, and just to see it in this condition, it's a bit sad, but I'm proud of the fact that I still have one of my gems from my youth. Crash Nitro Kart, also one of my gems from my youth. I'm also a big Crash Bandicoot fan, and also a big fan of the kart racing games. Crash and Spyro Super Pack. This is a recent pickup, but I picked it up about 1 or 2 years ago from a seller on BitterBuy, our equivalent to the eBay that's popular in Europe and America. Okay, I think that should be it for the Game Boy games. Moving on to the GameCube. Starting off with Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom. Now, also my GameCube games are recent pickups. As I said before, I'm not nostalgic to Nintendo. The only other console I grew up with was the Game Boy Advance, but it won't stop me from buying some GameCube games that I see and I'm interested in collecting. Mario Kart Double Dash. I think this is part of a double pack. Cost me a pretty penny. And to date, this is the only GameCube game that I've completed. Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. And last but not least, The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker Limited Edition. This has the Master Quest for Ocarina of Time. There it is. Onto the Nintendo DS. We'll start with Advance Wars Dark Conflict. Need for Speed Nitro, a little bit of a generic racer. I think what EA did was force its teams to put all their games on many consoles as possible. Mario Kart DS. Rhapsody, a musical adventure, very cool game. I really like the simplistic battling, and despite the fact that yes, it does have a very easy difficulty playing it, it doesn't take away from the fact that this is a very, very fun adventure. Highly recommended a game for RPG enthusiasts. Moving right along, The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Then we have The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Etrian Odyssey by Atlas. Also a dungeon crawling role-playing game, one of my favorite genres. I've yet to play this one. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Not really, because when I bought the game, it came with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time. Not sure why, but it was very, very cheap. It was almost next to nothing at the shop that I bought it at. And last but not least, for the original Nintendo DS, Valkyrie Profile Covenant of the Plume. I understand this to be a port of the PlayStation 1 Valkyrie Profile game. Cool. Alright, that's the Nintendo DS. We'll move on right along to the 3DS. Okay, besides Nintendo 3D Land that I have digitally on the 3DS that I bought, I have physically here Mario Kart 7, Chibi Robo Ziplash. The retail giant that we have here, Take-A-Lot, had these on sale for a very low price. I understood they probably wanted to get rid of the inventory that they had. So I was able to pick this up almost next to nothing in this case, and just so that I could get the free shipping to go with my wife's order from the shop. Bravely Default, very cool art style. Not a particular fan of the job system, or some games that have the job system if they're not done particularly well. Either that, or I'm not doing the right thing when it's coming to playing this game. I'll get back to it eventually, because it is something that I want to complete. Bravely Second, End Layer. Next up, Hyrule Warriors Legends. Picked this up also very cheap. The shop also didn't really, well, they specialized more in Xbox and PlayStation games. So when they had these few beneath the counter, a glass cabinet, these were very, very cheap. They were about $100 each, or for my American viewers, about $5-6 worth. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. one of the pricier Nintendo games that I've picked up over the years. Back in the day I bought this at its peak. I think it has gone down in price a bit. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. I only got about halfway in the game. I haven't actually completed a Zelda game to date, but I'm hoping to change that through the course of 2026. Last but not least, for Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. I did play a little bit of this just to test it, and I like the whole wall moving sort of paint or shifting mechanic walking through the walls. It's pretty cool. Really need to get back to playing it soon. Pokemon Moon, also relatively cheap from the same store I mentioned earlier, as well as these two Pokemon games as well. Starting off, Pokemon X, also about $5 that I picked this up, as well as Pokemon Omega Ruby, also $5. What's funny is when I was a kid I actually had the money saved up to buy Pokemon Ruby for the Game Boy Advance, and by the time I'd gotten to the shop it was already sold out, and we couldn't find a copy anywhere here in South Africa. And I'm not about to pay another $150–200 for the Game Boy Advance version, so I'll settle with this one here. Okay, let's move on to Nintendo Wii. Starting off, Link's Crossbow Training. I think this is more of a feeling to get used to the Wii remote. Bought this obviously on a whim. It was very, very cheap. Wii Sports Resort. Here's hoping I can lose some weight by playing some of these games. I can only wish. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I think the GameCube version is much more expensive, and I know this has its unique fan base. They praise this game to the ends of the earth. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Wheelie Breakers. So as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, I'll definitely not pass this up. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This has the orchestra CD. One of my favorite game compilations that it has classical music composed and then playing. I really enjoyed the sound. It's the soundtrack for this game. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Master of the Cards. Unfortunately, I don't have the cards that came with these games. I got these second-hand from the shop. Also dirt cheap. Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. This is brand new and sealed, and actually doubly sealed. It also has its old sort of sticker barcode that's there. Super Paper Mario. Now, Super Mario Galaxy, Nintendo Selects Edition. This is the first one. And here we have the second. I doubt I'd actually buy a Switch 2 just to play this. I think these are excellent enough. Mario Power Tennis, also Nintendo Selects. medieval games. Drawn to life, the next chapter. Hopefully I can get my daughter, once she's more able to use her limbs properly, I can get her to also use a Wiimote and play some games with mom and dad. Here's wishing. Next up we have Hopuna. I think this is also like an RPG of sorts. I picked this up on a whim. I've yet to see how it plays. We play a couple of random mini games. I got this when I bought the Nintendo Wii. Next up, Wii Music. And then WarioWare Smooth Moves. Then last two games for the Nintendo Wii. Super Mario Bros. This came with the special edition red Wii that I bought. Also have to play it fully. I did put a couple of hours into the game and I actually am enjoying it so far. And then last but definitely not least is the Pandora's Tower limited edition. This was actually about 300 Rand, or about 18 to 20 US dollars. What made it so cheap was the fact that despite the fact that it is very neat and near complete, the audio CD is missing. So if I can find that online, I can actually complete the special edition box that I have. Okay, let's move on to the Nintendo Switch. Will be my last of my Nintendo games. Okay, let's start with Live Alive. This made my number 10 spot for Game of the Year. The stories of each of the characters were written by manga artists whose works feature prominently back in the day and today as well. If you want to pick up the game physically, unfortunately you can only do so for the Nintendo Switch. This is highly recommended and a hidden gem, or rather a future hidden gem in my view. Triangle Strategy. I'm about 6 hours in. I really enjoy the story so far, as well as the choice-based mechanics and the tactical RPG gameplay. This is highly recommended. Even for the few hours that I've put in it, I can already see that this is going to be an awesome game. Next up, Bravely Default 2. I haven't played it yet, but I do have it installed on the system. And then we have Octopath Traveler, the first one. This is one of the best games that I've ever played, and then one that will easily make my top 10 list of games forever. Now, this particular game, never before did I see, in my view, such deep storytelling written for a pixelated group of characters. It really truly is unique, and I think one that one should, every gamer should at least play in their lifetime. Truly a bucket list sort of game. Okay, next up, Harvestella, farming RPG. Picked this up on a whim, for you to see how it plays. But I also have this installed on my Switch. Haven't tried it out yet. Next up we have a triple pack, Atelier Aisha, Charlie and Esker and Logi Deluxe Edition. I couldn't find the PlayStation 3 games for Esker and Logi as well as Charlie, because their prices are way too much for me to afford. So I just settled on this triple pack, which I imported from PlayAsia. I'll delve into this one soon. And then we have Atelier Lelua, the Scion of Ireland. I've never seen this game in South Africa. I really think that the only way to get it is by importing it from abroad. This one I also had to import from PlayAsia. Weird story, my order was actually delayed because the game was actually being printed, I think in Japan or somewhere else in Asia, and then only did it get shipped with the rest of my order here to South Africa. And then here we have Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream. So this was the game that I played, not the one that I have on the PlayStation 4, but it was because of this game that I really wanted to pick up a version for the PlayStation 4 because of the awesome graphics. There I have my stickers and Joy-Con stickers as well. I have the poster somewhere, I'm just busy flattening it at the moment so I can hang it up. Okay, next up, Trails of Cold Steel 3 Extracurricular Edition. I'll also show here Trails of Cold Steel 4, the Frontline Edition. Very good games, and some of my favorite game series of all time. The problem I have, particularly with the Nintendo Switch versions, is that in some areas it takes very long to load because of the graphical fidelity. I really do feel that these were ported nicely, but they're not the best experience if you catch my drift. That said, if you are able to get these for Nintendo Switch, I still recommend you play these games. They're one of my favorite, and I'll carry on boasting about how awesome the series is. Next up, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So I haven't played a Fire Emblem game before. Now I picked this up on a whim. I understood that this was standalone, which I am incorrect. The Three Houses is the prequel to this game. I hope to find a copy one day, then I can start playing the Fire Emblem games. Next up we have Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. After playing the first game on the first No More Heroes game on the PlayStation 3, I really wanted to pick up the rest of the games in the series. I saw this on sale and I had to pick it up. I've yet to try this one out. I've yet to try this one out, but we'll see how it plays. Next up, Moero Crystal H. I picked this up on a sale on the PlayAsia website. This is also a dungeon role-playing game of sorts. The art style is what drew me to the game. This also has all the DLC from what I understand. I think this was a special print game. Yeah, distributed by PlayAsia, an Idea Factory game. Okay, next up some Nintendo exclusives. Pokemon Sword. My very first Pokemon game I've ever played, and a very awesome journey that I've partaken in playing this game. My wife actually says she wants to try, play, and also complete the game someday. Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm about 8 hours in. Very cool open world RPG Pokemon adventure. This is one that I will recommend if you enjoy Pokemon, or even just if you want to immerse yourself into a groundbreaking experience. This is one I recommend you pick up. Next up, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Picked this up on a whim. It's still brand new, and this was on sale at the Nintendo shop here in Johannesburg, South Africa. Next up we have Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. This is still also brand new and sealed. Picked this up on a sale. I definitely did not pay that price. It was way cheaper than that. And then I also have Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is second hand. I don't have the second game yet. I hope to pick it up on the cheap someday. Then I'll be able to play all 3 games one after the other. Then we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Really enjoyed this game, and based on the stories I've been hearing about Mario Kart World, people are still hitting back and playing this game in particular. Then we have Super Mario Odyssey. I'm also playing this game at the moment. I got to the desert section of the game, which is not too far into the story, but we'll wait and see how it goes. Now for my last 2 games that I have for the system, I'll bring it out shortly. Okay, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So I've played this for about 2 hours, and that was merely me testing the game and how it plays. I will definitely carry on once I'm done with the longer, deeper JRPGs that I'm playing at the moment. But it does look good so far. And then last, but certainly not least, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This is the collector's edition. This was nice and cheap. It actually cost the same as a full price standard edition Legend of Zelda game at full price. And that was because the Nintendo shop of South Africa was actually holding a sale for the Legend of Zelda games, as well as all the merchandise. And being a cheapskate, I tend to only buy games second hand mostly, but if they're brand new and very affordable, then I'll pick it up. So this is the standard game, brand new and sealed. The steelbook. Have the pins in here to show them off. Okay, down here, the art book, which is still within its wrapping, and then in here the steel poster, which I'll hang up when I have a house of my own. So God willing, I'll be able to get one or get a home when I'm able to afford it. So we'll wait and see. I do feel like making financial progress, that and game collecting at the same time. But it's only a matter of time before I do have enough for me to be able to move out. And then I'll be able to show off a proper game room with all the shelving and furniture. So we'll wait and see. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you see this video upon its inception, it will be sometime after Christmas. I really hope you had an awesome day spent with your loved ones, your family, and your friends. For the next couple of videos that maybe like to do, like I said, I'd like to do a video on how I complete my backlog, strategies, tips, that sort of thing, as well as just games that I'm looking forward to for 2026. There isn't much, but I think it's just worth having, just my opinion, maybe which games I'd like to play, and then maybe what the industry will be looking like for the foreseeable future. Wish you all the best. Take care.